4, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. And I do not want to belittle the rest of our effort, but that is the man who will explain that numbers don't lie, that numbers speak for themselves. Mr. Abdikadir Mohammed, Senior Counsel, will address you on the burden of proof and the standard of proof and whether the reliefs sought by the petitioners can be granted in this matter. If we still have time, as we hope we shall, Dr. Mutumbwa and Peter Wanyama will address you on this issue that seems to be in the fringes, but in our view, totally inconsequential, of the KPMG report and the alleged problems with the voter registrar. Let me start by saying, my lords, you have been urged by several counsel who have spoken before me to find that this election was irretrievably flawed. That from the word go, one counsel said, and I quote, everything that could go wrong went wrong. If that be true, and we deny that that is true, then it would mean that everything from voter registration, voter education, procurement, nomination, voting, counting, tallying, verification, and declaration was totally flawed. What would be the consequence of that? First of all, and I say this with the most tremendous respect, first of all, you have been addressed by counsel of great eminence, including my learned senior, James Orengo, my learned junior, Professor Tom Ojenda. In this court, my lords, as we sit here this morning, there are no less than 3 governors addressing you elected under this election. There are no less than 4 senators elected under this election. And there are no less than 4 members of parliament elected under this election. When, my lords, it is not in my place to suggest the questions you should put to counsel, but I would plead with you to put that question to counsel when they return to the podium. Are they happy with their own election? If they are, how then is it that this election is irredeemably flawed? I suggest with tremendous respect that that is the use of hyperbole. This election was conducted as most international observers observed. It was the fairest. All observers came back with one conclusion. This was an open, transparent election. Was it a perfect election? No, because there is nothing like a perfect election. This is an election conducted by human beings, and there are human errors within the electoral process. Were the few errors that are admitted by IEBC of a magnitude to allow this court to set aside the election? It is our humble submission that the answer is no. It has not been demonstrated, and my learned friend, Mr. Abdikadir, will deal with that matter. Let me point out to you, my lords, that this is one of the few petitions that this court has seen that is full of generalities, innuendos, hypothecation